feel me? Before I didn't get there, but still, like, at least I tried. So anyway, Shantae Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicorns. I just started on YouTube, and I am finishing up here. So yeah, hopefully I get to see these people and we get to make some history. Cause I love my peace. 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 Okay, here we go. So, left side to this on the right. So anyway, it's Shantae Brown Sugar Talk on the Black One, saying hello. I'm liking all three of my images today. It is thank you God. Thank you God for this space. Thank you God. Okay. So anyway, today is all about minimizing. It says morning anxiety, but it's just minimizing anxiety, period, and just like bringing it into problem solving. Because yesterday was just like I am gonna cuss out the world, and it was because I was really pissed. Like I'm just not in the mood all the time. I'm just not, and today I'm not either. I'm not for today either. So last night I had like a quiet night. I had a really quiet morning. And then I get onto the bus, and this woman is like, no, you gotta pay another $3, and it's like, well, this is the same thing. So it's this app called Transit that we use here in the St. Louis area, and it's like for the MetroLink. So if you buy, if you go to the system, if you go to the MetroLink system and you buy a day pass, a weekly pass, or a monthly pass, all the person for the next bus, which is Madison County Transit, is another bus system that we have to use to get to the next county. So you have to pay $3, but if you buy a bus pass from MetroLink, they'll just let you use it. Like all you gotta do is just show it to them and you get on. So when you buy it on your phone, because not all of us always have cash, when you buy it on your phone, they say they don't want to use it. Well, y'all, I'm gonna show you because this is making me want to smack these people because that's how I know I'm being stalked too. Because it's like the stuff they're saying is actually from my truck. I used to tell people this in my truck, and see, because I don't talk a lot, this is where people are really misconstruing what's going on. The people that are saying this are actually stalkers. Like they were actually listen to me in my truck, in my car, my Mustang. So I would be in the Mustang in the truck just having these conversations because at that time I was still living with people in the area. I don't talk on the phone. I'm not a big phone talker. So I was living with people in the area, so I would just always, me and my son would just always be gone doing something. So when I would be having these exact conversations, they were in my cars, they were in my pickup truck, and they were in my Mustang. So they were recording me inside those cars. So I was in the front, I was telling them the Illinois and Texas systems do not talk. And what I was talking about was the police system. They don't talk, they don't communicate with each other. So sometimes people don't always know that you have a warrant in Illinois or a warrant in Texas. If you in either of those, they don't know your history, your background, you see what I'm saying? Because they can't really look it up. So if they can't look it up, it's something and that's something that teachers do. So I see when they was talking to me how they could get that mixed up because it's like we start each day as a new day. But you can't do that with a criminal. You can't. And it is proven. Once a kid reaches third grade, their teacher can tell you if they are criminal, if they will be a criminal or not. And it's a hard pill to swallow because a lot of times you won't meet a criminal for like 20 classes. You might be 20 classes in, 24 years in, and you be like, that motherfucker is going to jail. Little Bobby is going to jail. His mother is so sweet, but they gonna lock his ass up. And by 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see Bobby Mitchell's ass is in fucking jail. And I'm not talking about he just going to jail for just a slap on the wrist. You know, this nigga going to jail for murder. You see what I'm saying? Like as a teacher, you actually will know this. How do you sit with it? You can't. You gotta try to keep Bobby out of jail. You see what I'm saying? It's not for you to sit with, and it's not for you to just sit there and be like, okay, I didn't try. You try. You try to keep Bobby out of jail. But at some point, you know he is a hardened criminal. At 8 years old, you would know if a child could be a hardened criminal. And what they found is, let me tell you, this it's an age study. The age study was actually done on white men. White men. They will take the data from white male history and try to put it into my. And it's not true because minorities can overcome. We go through a lot of trauma. So if we took the same age study and went back and looked at who went through what, you will see that these are basketball players and stars and writers and actors, and all these people are very successful unless somebody continues to try to hold them down in a position that they didn't need to be in. Unless somebody try to force rape them into poverty like they do me. You see what I'm saying? So it's almost as if because you have a privilege, now you take your privileged data and put it into the ghetto or whatever y'all think this is, like into the black communities, into the minority community, and think that that's still gonna happen. So then you the community for experimenting, which you can do that all day, but we don't have the same grit, we don't have the same determination, we don't have the same reason to get where we gotta go. Hello, hello. So anyway, back to what I was saying. The age study is like a white male study, and they put that into the black community as if it was something that they studied on us. So most of the time, it's not true. And the only reason that a white person will still make it is because their family has attachments to money. They have ways of getting you out of jail. This woman, she actually had the nerve to put me in jail, then come down to the jail so she can actually sit next to me and say, they put you in jail, and this boy is a crackhead, and they came to bail him out. So in Texas, it was actually some white women that were following me that were from Illinois that were actually trying to get me put in jail for stupid stuff. For stupid stuff, they were trying to get my teacher certification so they can steal my design from school. So they actually tried to say that I left my son in the car for too long. In Texas, your child could be in the car for 15 minutes and he was 10. The car was running and the doors were locked. So if you get, what car did I have? My car, if you have the key, the car I had, I forgot what car it was. I did a show. I don't remember the car. But anyway, and it's a cool car because if you have kids, it works. You can leave the car running, and if you have the key with you, you can still lock the doors while the car is running. So he was actually in the car with the car running. And so the lady actually sat out there and tried to make the excuse that somebody could come and steal my car. But that wasn't going to work. And I ran right to the front of the store and grabbed what I needed and got in line and got out. And by the time I came out, the woman tried to say that I had left my child in the car for too long. And he actually said that he wanted to stay in the car. As he told the cop, I really didn't want to be in the car. I had to call somebody to come and get my kid. And then when I was sitting there waiting for the woman to come pick me up, the lady sat at the jail and actually said to me that they came and got a crackhead out of jail. And I'm telling you, the women are from Harmony MG in Bellevue, Illinois. This was the racist woman that thought that I sat in the one that got upset. And I wasn't even a part of this. Listen, it was a student coming to our classroom. I was an interventionist, and it was a student coming to the classroom. And she called herself, she just didn't like that he was walking down the hall. So her students were standing in their door. They should have been sitting in their seats. She went to and wrote him a referral and sent him to the office. So the principal at the time checked the camera. She sent us an email too. She said, "Did you see this student or whatever in the hallway?" Like, no, he was actually coming to the intervention room. So we don't stand at the door for him to come because it's a middle school. So her students were actually standing right there at the door. The woman checks the camera and sees, the principal at the time checks the camera and sees that her students were at the door and the boy just walked by. She got so upset that she was embarrassed by the student being right, especially a black student. So they had a group of teachers, and I tell y'all this story all the time. It was a group of teachers there. They all been there a long time. They get together and they have a clan meeting. I call it clan meeting. They invite one black person because that's their token. So they invited the other interventionist woman there with us. And it's the same woman that actually sent the email about the boy, right? So she was the main person that was telling because I still had nothing to do with it. This woman actually sent the email that said that was the case, that the boy was just going to class, like and her student shouldn't have been in the hallway. I'm talking about they actually set out to get the boy expelled from school. So the teachers would every day pick on him until he ended up cursing the teacher out and the boy was expelled from school. I still had nothing to do with it. Nothing. Nothing. The woman that was an interventionist with me, Cynthia, who was an AKA, had more to do with it than me because the student was actually coming to see her, and most of the communications were between her, the principal, and the woman. This same racist ass woman shows up in Texas at my favorite coffee shop where they had like the New York pastries and all this different stuff downtown Dallas across from the bus station. She shows up down there, sees me in there, and as I'm walking out, she makes sure the door closes as I'm trying to get to it. So I am actually being followed by the Klan, on top of being followed by other writers that are trying to fuck with my life. I'm talking about the stalking is serious. And I'm telling you, I have never done anything to this woman but tell her that the air conditioning should not be on when the kids are testing. She had the air conditioning on, so it was so cold, it was like a refrigerator in the classroom. I told her, you can't do that anymore. You need to just keep it at a warm temperature so they stay awake. All the kids were falling asleep while they were testing because the earth was so cold. There is nothing that says that it's a proven thing, but if you've been testing long enough, you know that you just need to keep it at a cool temperature. Now, you don't have to have it ice cold in the classroom for the kids to actually have testing. So it's like I'm actually being actually stifled by archaism, as well as baby boomers who think that we supposed to do everything that they want us to do because they're older and they think they have more experience. They don't have the technology experience, so they don't even Google anything anymore. This is just something that they think they know and how they think they know it. And I'm gonna tell you something else. I'm not saying this for all Texas teachers. I'm saying this for people in Illinois and Missouri because they have brought me back to Illinois and Missouri and have trapped me here so that I can see how they are better than me. I should just be in Texas still raising my son because they have nothing to do with my school design. They have nothing to do with me. That is why I'm always cussing people out and telling them that they are wrong. So I'm just saying, if any white or black person, it does not matter their race, if they're coming to you and telling you to do something that is unfair to me, please don't do it. You can actually just call the police and just consider them responsible. Anyway, let's get back to the show. So, I think why am I telling you a story? Oh yeah, I'm telling you a story because of what happened today. So today, as I'm using this transit app, okay, it's gonna be a long show. Today, as I'm trying to use the transit app, because the transit app is just the same as if I had a piece of paper, a daily pass or whatever. Then, and I'm talking about, guys, if you came here and used the MetroLink system, you will see that this is the same exact thing. It's the same exact thing. The pass is not the same, but if I was to bring up how I pay for it, it was just the same as when you pay for the paper pass. So I can't do that now because right now this is mine is activated, so I can't even show you right now. But hopefully one day I will. So it's like I'll hit this button and it will just show like the same prices first as the MetroLink system. So they twice they have actually stopped to try to tell somebody to make me pay them more money to get on this other bus, and I don't have to. So I send the email, and in the email, and again I'm gonna post those later. In the email, the person says the systems do not talk. So that is very specific language to what was said into my car, not into my car, in my car by me, where I'm telling them where Texas and Illinois police systems don't talk. So now this person is telling me that this is something where, um, where the The bus systems don't talk. I never used to take the bus. I had a car all the time. So you understand how bold it is for somebody to record me in my car and then try to stalk me on my phone and in my life and use stuff from inside of my car and inside my house, like they actually having a conversation with me, or like I'm actually having a conversation with myself, like I'm actually just in competition with myself. And the only person that would think that this would be something to do is an idiot. Because most people understand when somebody says I'm in competition with myself means that you are being focused on yourself and you don't have to focus on other people to get better. So it's like, when does the idiot get a chance to stop? When does the idiot get off my phone and get off my computer and get out of my life? That is a very bold thing for you to go through somebody's email first of all, find a letter, and then stalk them because of what you found. Nobody has ever had permission to be in my email. I don't care if I was at a school, in a public park. I don't give a fuck where I was. There is no reason for a person to be in my personal business like that. That is why I always say, please contact the FBI. Because now this is 12 or 13 years of stalking on top of 25 years of stalking from a fraternity and a sorority. And now they have included themselves in the stalking that had started 12 years ago. This is to the point where they actually think that I should be dead because they took my inventions and my writings. So this is why what they're doing is incorrect. Because that is not something that a Madison County transit person should be saying to me in an email. But it is something that maybe a stalker would say, because Madison County transit people probably already know that it's the same system. All you have to do is make sure that it's valid. And the way you make sure it's valid is that it's moving. When I open this up, it's moving. The date is running across. If it wasn't valid, that would not be happening. It would not even come up. It would not be activated. And you mean to tell me they don't understand it at all? Nobody's system needs to talk. So then the person then proceeds to say that they have to actually, we have to be able to read it. The system has to be able to read what's on here. And it's like, no, because you can't read the card, you can't read the daily pass. When you do is look at it and make sure that it's valid. That's it. So why can't that be done the same way if it's the same system? If it's the same thing that, see what I'm saying? So for somebody to say that, that's how I know they stalking me and they have my car and my truck. And like I said, because I don't talk, that's how I know where it was recorded at. Okay, minimizing warning anxiety. Let's get to that. Okay, prepare outfits for lunches the night before. Y'all, I try to prepare an entire week. And I think I showed you this from being in the shelter. It's like what you'll do is I take my underwear, my stockings, whatever, I wrap it up and I just roll it up and put it away. And I think I'll do that when I get into the bus too. I think we'll just start wrapping our clothes up. One thing I learned about the bus too is like, if you live in a small space, you can put these things into pillows. So I at least do 3 or 4 days of outfits. I try to also like maybe keep one pair of shoes now. So most of my outfits right now are black or black and white. I got a second pair of shoes the other day, so now all those outfits are colorful. So they match my out. Like I just kind of match it to the shoes because I have to minimize how much stuff I can keep with me. So that's something that I always do. I always do it for my son, but now, like I said, I kind of wrap the shirt inside of there with the pearl underwear, so then it's easier to just grab everything, go inside, and bra. You know, consider eliminating caffeine from your diet. There's so many other ways to get stuff. Like I can't have black tea, so I'll use I have black. I always drink my coffee. I really do. But you can just like have water when you first wake up. You can do yoga when you first. Yoga is good for your body. It's good for stretching. I mean, it makes you feel energetic and happy. You start doing yoga in the morning. Drinking water when you wake up. Wild water. Um, I say start trying to have like a different type of breakfast. Like keep your body moving with different types of breakfast. Start your day with deep breathing. It's very relaxing. Do the butterfly pose while you're in bed and just breathe in and breathe out. You see, I'm saying breathe in for counts of three, breathe out for counts of three. Stay mindful during morning routines. So during morning routines, that's it. It's like set yourself up for that. I don't do the same thing because I'm kind of like one of those. I don't know what it is. I cannot do the same thing every day. So it does not affect me sometimes. Like when people are like, you got to get out, go to a different shelter, go to a different place. It's like so easy to do that. So brown sugar talk just went off because the phone was dead. But I'm gonna plug this up while I'm still talking. So stay mindful doing morning routine. So that's all you have to do is just like make sure. What was I talking about? The yoga. What was it? What was it? Oh, about being shifted to other places. So sometimes being shifted to other places, I really don't care because it's like it's a time for me to learn something else new, or a time for me to find a different place, or they might do stuff differently and it might be better. So some of this stuff I think about implementing into a school design or whatever, and I want to see maybe if I can eliminate them from doing something negative at that place too. So next, identify negative thoughts and counter them. So that's something else. Like I'm a really positive person. I try to do that. Like if I'm being negative, it's because I need to. It's because at this point I need to stay sane. So just make sure if it's something negative that you try to make sure that um, you are conscious of just trying to make it into something positive. And that takes practice. Sometimes it really does take practice depending on your personality. If you have a like an antagonistic personality, that's something that you need to know about yourself too. So I always say take a personality test, a Myers-Briggs personality test. That way you'll know if you're an antagonist or a protagonist. If you're an antagonist, then guess what? You gotta find ways to be positive. And if you like being an antagonist, then hey, sit in there and be okay with it and just have people around you that explode. Right now, your morning thoughts as they happen. And this is where I told you guys to drop me on the list. I don't know if you need good paper, bad paper, whatever, newspaper, rabbit paper. I don't care what kind of paper you use. Sometimes it's better for you to have a worry list. And I think I talked about this yesterday. It's just like where you just sit down and write it down. And the reason why it's important, yesterday too, I had a woman that was at McDonald's and she was saying that too. She was like, I gotta go to the store, but I just want to relax. And I need a half gallon of milk and some fruits and vegetables. So I made a list for her while I was sitting there. Like a start of a list. And so she can finish the list herself. Because if you sit there relaxing, so much stuff comes up in your mind, so then you stop relaxing. So it's good to just get a pen and a piece of paper and go ahead and just write it down. That's it. Just let it go. So then you can meditate better. And this is good too to have that next to your bed in the morning. So your water, your pen, and your paper. And it's like so that you can go ahead and get all that out of your head so you can be better at what you do. And then what happens is that over the course of a year, you won't need the pen and the paper anymore. You'll just be able to relax. So it's actually something that's just giving you a step up into being something better. Okay, so a guide to make your mind feel a little better. So, like I said, a glass of water to stretch, get you some water, get you some fruits and vegetables. You can take a deep breaths. You can rest, open a window, talk to a friend, talk to your family. Put your phone on airplane mode while you sleep. Take a shower, take a walk outside, and listen to a nice song, lavender essential oil, and write it down. So all those things are things that can wake you up and make your mind feel better. And so the reason why I thought this would go good with problem solving is because sometimes we need the steps to get there too. So first you identify your problem. All right, and you can do this while you meditate. You brainstorm a solution. Again, you can do this while you meditate. So you identify your problem, you brainstorm a solution, and I'm talking about at this point, the solution should all be like they should be something that make you giggle. Make it so that you can giggle. Make your solution something impractical but practical. Make them very positive. Consider possible consequences. The possible consequence is the giggle. It's the laugh that you will have from the contentment of being organized. Pick the best solution and try it out. You see, that's why some of them you just want to giggle. You want to be able to. and then check how it's working. That's when you get up and attack your problem head on, because you have taken the time to meditate and think about what it is that you need to do. And that's it. Anyway, that's me. Hey, Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicarns, telling you guys to have a great day. And if you can, please call the FBI. It's not a joke. All this stuff started from an email at Nova Academy. So that's all I'm asking. If you know that somebody is still stalking me, please call the FBI. If you know that somebody has me on a rape app and is telling you the same thing, like touch my ass or talk to me in some dirty way, you need to go ahead and contact the FBI, because that is also something that they have to look into too. This is not something that I want to do with the rest of my fucking life, to stay in a shelter and stay away from my fucking son. I'm here to travel and help people and nurture and lead. See? So please, if you are helping me, thank you, and I love you. And if you not, get your fuck off and go to the fucking FBI yourself. Turn yourself in. Damn it, head hoes.